What we have here is a system of equations, which is essentially two equations together at once. And if we were to graph both lines in this system of equations, where the lines cross would give us the solution to the system of equations, right? So there's a lot of ways to solve these systems of equations. Graphing is one of the ways. Graphing is probably the worst way because you have to estimate where they cross, and if they don't cross at a really nice point, it's really hard to tell what the solution can actually be. So we'll learn a bunch of other ways to solve these that are probably better than graphing, but graphing is a good way, A, to practice our graphing of lines, and B, to get a good intuitive feel about how these systems of equations go. So let's see. Here we have y equals 3x minus 4 and y equals x plus 2. Both of these are lines, so we'll plot both of the lines and see where they cross. So here's our slope. So really it's 3 over 1. Remember, this is y equals mx plus b form, and this m here is the slope, and of course b is the y-intercept. So we have a y-intercept of -4 here, and our slope is 3 over 1. So they're both positive, so we're going to go up 3 and 1 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 1 to the right. And that makes a nice line right there. Try to make it as straight as possible, something like this. There we go. Now for our second line here, we have a slope of 1, which I'm going to write as 1 over 1. Sometimes that helps. Plus 2. There's our y-intercept here. So we have this. And with this slope, we go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Right? So it makes a nice up 1 over 1, up 1. So anytime you have a slope of 1, it's a perfect diagonal. That's always a good way to remember what's happening there. Okay, so here we go. We're going to graph this thing. Something like this. It goes right up here like that. It's right through there, and then it continues on down this way, right through the diagonals. The solution is where these two lines cross. In this case, we looked out because we can actually tell where they cross. It looks like they cross at 3, 5. But the drawback to this method is often they cross somewhere in the middle, or you didn't draw your lines perfectly right, or your grid was a little off, and it's almost impossible to tell where they actually cross. But in this case, we can tell where they cross. They cross at 3, 5, so that's our solution here, 3, 5. There we go.